After hearing 5 days of testimony and viewing surveillance video, a jury heard closing arguments in the felony assault trial of Daniel Dolan. In July of 2021, the off-duty Pawtucket police officer shot a teenage driver after witnessing him speed on the highway. Dolan claims he was acting in self-defense, fearing he'd be run over by the car. 12 News reporter Alexandra Leslie has been sitting in on the trial. And Alex, the jury began deliberating the case this afternoon.
Well, this jury was dismissed around 1 o'clock to begin deliberations, and we're told that they went home shortly before the 4 o'clock hour. They now have to decide if Daniel Dolan is guilty or not guilty of 3 felony assault charges, one for each person that was in the car he shot at, he says, in self-defense. The fate of an off-duty Pawtucket police officer accused of felony assault is now in the hands of a 12-person jury.
I'm instructing you that as a matter of law, the defendant did not have any authority to act as a law enforcement officer when outside his jurisdiction, which was the city of Pawtucket.
With that in mind, the jury is now deliberating after hearing from several eyewitnesses, law enforcement, plus the victim, Dominic Vincent, and defendant Daniel Dolan. This surveillance video of the July 2021 shooting incident was also referenced dozens of times in the last 6 days. The driver, Dominic Vincent, was hit. Dolan testified he thought Vincent, who he saw speeding on 95, may have been fleeing a crime and decided to follow him into a West Greenwich parking lot. The defense claims Dolan thought he was going to be run over.
He's always walking, sometimes faster than others, but always walking, never charging, never running, never doing anything other than a peaceful gesture of holding up a badge and asking someone to stop.
The state argued whatever danger was perceived on the highway was over the second Vincent pulled into the parking lot, and that he was beside the car, not in front of it, when he opened fire.
Does it sound preposterous to you? I'll tell you why it should sound preposterous to you. Because Dolan is lying through his teeth.
Now, we did learn at earlier points in this trial that both cars were speeding at points, with Vincent's car averaging 108 miles an hour and Dolan's car averaging 77 miles an hour. The jury continues its deliberations tomorrow. For now, reporting live in Warwick, Alexandra Leslie, 12 News.
The jury now has the case of a Pawtucket police officer accused of wrongfully shooting a teenage driver.
This morning, both sides in the Dan Dolan trial presented closing arguments. 12 News reporter Alexandra Leslie was in the courtroom for day 6 of the trial. She's live in Warwick with the latest. Alex?
Well, before those closing arguments got underway, the judge emphasized that the defendant, Daniel Dolan, did not have the authority to act as a police officer while outside of his jurisdiction.
You and evaluate his conduct.
Superior Court Judge Luis Matos told a jury they must evaluate Daniel Dolan as if he was any other citizen.
He must not be given any greater consideration because he was a police officer, nor must he be faulted simply because he was a police officer.
Dolan is facing 3 felony assault charges for shooting at a car with 3 teens inside it back in July 2021. The driver, Dominic Vincent, was hit but survived. Dolan testified he thought Vincent, who he saw speeding on 95 just prior, may have been fleeing a crime and decided to follow him into a West Greenwich parking lot. The state said Dolan acted out of anger, not concern.
But he knows that he could certainly call 911 to report what's going on. And it's not his responsibility. No one wants a Ford F-350 trying to track down a speeder. Hand it off. The state police are all over the place.
But Dolan's attorney emphasized Dolan wouldn't have been able to live with himself if something happened.
And if he had just ignored it and gone home and then read the next day that that Audi had perhaps killed someone, and he did nothing about it, could you imagine if someone knew he was right there?
This jury is made up of 7 women and 5 men. They went home for the day at about 3:45. The jury deliberations continue tomorrow. Reporting live in Warwick, Alexandra Leslie, 12 News.